it's going to be a dream. It seems like dreams are starting to come back, which is good. We have some interesting rainy weather here. It's been like this every day for a while, which is cool because I like rain because it blocks out that weird sun we have. But anyway, this dream was one of many similar ones I've had. Remember how in a recent live stream I discussed that I've seen many parallel versions or parallel dimensions of this particular location that I'm in, Southern California. And this is yet another example of that. And I've had dreams that have a broader range in terms of locations. I've seen parallel versions of, Utah, Arizona, other places like that, and around the world as well. But in this particular case, I knew that I was in LA, but it was very, very different than this one we have now, except for a few things that are the same. One thing I noticed in this dream was the sky and the sun was completely different. Okay, so this is where you got to listen carefully. The clouds and the atmosphere had a brownish color to it, but it didn't look like pollution. It didn't look like it was the result of something bad. It looked like this was the natural cloud color of this place. And they were actually really beautiful. These beautiful, fluffy brown clouds, okay, just floating around with a sky that had this bluish, brownish kind of tinge to it. And one thing that's even more noticeable is that this place had a sun that was oval shaped. So it was not like this or the pre-Mandela affected sun. It was totally different. And it shone like the way the light reflected everything was like it had a more like streamlined kind of appearance to it. It's hard to explain. But it was more radiant, but at the same time darker than this one, which is weird. And I had a house on top of a hill, very, very tall hill with a very, very steep driveway that was not paved, I remember. And I remember the surrounding environment being very dry. Okay, so it's more dry than it's already dry here, as you guys probably know. This place was even more dry. It was very desert like, but beautiful. And the hills were very, very tall, very steep cliffs, very tall hills, taller than the current ones in Los Angeles. But again, how did I know that that's where I was in? Because my house overlooked downtown. Okay, so from the hilltop, I could actually see my house. I mean, downtown, sorry. And my house was very nice, very big house. Very different than the houses here, by the way. It looked like something that you would see, like architecturally wise, in Scandinavia, like very box-like, uh, but still colorful. Hard to explain. And no, no, I'm not. I'm just talking about a dream angel. How are you? I'm not doing like a live stream. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I could see downtown from my house, and I could also see like the rest of the city. Hey, Dan, and it all looked very different. Sorry, people, I forgot to turn off the messages, so if you hear that, my bad. Nice beanie. Um, and this place was beautiful. It just had this good vibe to it. The whole dream had this peaceful, pleasant vibe. The city looked peaceful and pleasant. Like The house was nice. Everything just felt like a real world. Like I was in a real place with this weird oblong oval shaped sun and brown clouds. It was a parallel dimension, but it was a beautiful place. And I wish I would have just stayed there because I really liked it. But I don't really know what I was doing in the dream. I was just sort of walking down the steep driveway looking for somebody coming over. I couldn't really figure it out, but it was a really interesting parallel dimension in this case, guys. And that's basically it. Just have a good new year and take it easy.